Today is the best day of the year. Not only is it the best day of the year, it's my favorite day of the year. Forget Halloween or St. Paddy's Day. It's a Whiskey Live Festival, the biggest whiskey festival in the world. And it's happening right here in Joburg. The 14th annual Whiskey Live Festival SA happening right here at the Sandton Convention Centre, where connoisseurs and whiskey lovers alike gather in one space to get a one-on-one experience with their master distillers and brand ambassadors from all over the world. Some top tips to know about whiskey tasting. Number one, you need to eat some grub, otherwise you're going to end your experience early. The best way to taste whiskey is to start with your lighter notes, one of which is Glenmorangie Original. Cheers.
Anybody who's never been to Whiskey Live before or a whiskey festival, the best bit of advice I can give you is one, pace yourself. It's going to be a long evening. Two, drink plenty of water and eat lots of food. I know it sounds like an overly used, kind of slightly cliched thing now about responsible drinking, but be sensible.
It's an idea to go to a different stand and ask some questions, like where is this whiskey from? What makes it different from other whiskies? Is it going to be a really light, fresh whiskey, or is it going to be a really heavy, smoky whiskey, or is it going to be a fruity whiskey? And then by asking that question, you might say, look, I'm going to prefer a fresh whiskey or a smoky whiskey.
Go with an open mind. Look for brands you haven't heard of before. There's plenty of big mainstream brands, but at a whiskey festival, you'll also find lots of the small, niche, independent craft distilleries, and those are the real gems. So look for things you haven't tried before, have an open mind and give it a whirl.
I love the Joburg energy, I love the input from the brands, I love what the brands have to offer when they come to Joburg, especially at this Whiskey Live.
The festival we host in Johannesburg, which is at the Sandton Convention Centre, is the biggest whiskey festival in the world. We have about 10,000 people that come to the festival, and on top of that, we have about 230 different whiskies that people have the opportunity to taste.
Here's a fun fact. South Africa is ranked 5th largest export market in the world, importing 122 million pounds of whiskey in 2015. That equates to 47,000 bottles of whiskey. How insane is that?
I didn't even know there were these many whiskeys, you know. It's a really great market. I think, like, you know what I also like? I like the fact that they had, like, you know, clothing for gentlemen, they had, like, glasses, they had, like, chocolate to, like, pair stuff with, cigars as well. That's really cool, you know? Like, it made it a really a full experience.
What tips have you learned about whiskey tasting?
You smell the whiskey and see if you can smell anything that's familiar to you. Like caramel, banana. Enjoy that aspect of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, glad I learned something today.
There are a lot of new brands that just came into the market, and they're all old brands that are trying to just, you know, bring up the market and extend themselves. And it's very lovely. It's very innovative. It's very entertaining.
When they say your whiskey's got legs, what do they mean?
So I learned this tonight, actually. Not even a trick question. So I like wine as well, and a good wine actually sticks to the glass. So when they say a whiskey has legs, when you swirl your whiskey around and you look at the glass, it actually has long streaks down the glass, and that's what it means, that whiskey has legs, right? Am I right? Yes. Don't get it right.
As people become more educated on whiskey, so they're prepared to experiment more with it. And part of Whiskey Live mission is really to encourage people to try different whiskies as they become more educated and understand the different nuances of whiskey.
The next step for us would be to start saying the movement into Africa. So we started to look at Kenya, and at the moment, hopefully into the next year, we'll take the festival there.
Next year I'll be back. Thanks Whiskey Life. I'll bring a lot, and I mean a lot of friends.
This has been by far the best Whiskey Life Festival I've been to. The people, the atmosphere, everything just turned out perfectly. Now it's time to go celebrate, and I'll see you next year.